Yeah. It's like every time. I hate to ask, Graiku, but do you have any coin for some armor for me? Because I lost everything, if you remember.
Again.
Yeah.
So let's, yeah, I don't even know. Fortunes come and go. Let's see. I
Yeah.
have zero.
Better spend
Okay.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, yeah. Well, you know what though? I do have a bottle of the Eastern Brew we could trade. I got a bottle of Kumis we could trade.
Mm.
As a
Uh,
gift, though, you're supposed to.
well, I mean, the gift is in the goodwill
I know. I'm just
or
bugging you.
something. That's a
Yeah.
saying in the eight
You'll
cities
get
that
the
we have.
curse of the mingle. What the hell? That's not my
Well,
phone.
what if I'm trading it to benefit a mingle?
Um. uh,
I'll consult my
oh,
mingle friend,
yeah,
but
yeah. Yes, actually, in the Mingle Lands, that is completely acceptable.
that's the only way you can do
Yes.
it. All right.
It's even suggested.
Yes, once it's suggested, you can't even go back on it. It must happen. You've sealed it.
Do not
Uh,
anger.
yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
Right. That was Jim
So,
on the phone. He's gonna be a few more minutes. He's just on the road getting home.
okay.
So we'll just slow roll it for now. Yeah, yeah. He stopped at this city. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so yeah. So we're in excited whispers about this mingle tradition and and how
Hmm.
I can't jinx it now that it's been uttered, but only for the benefit of a mingle. Um, so, but yeah, I mean, feel free to if you got something else, Darren. Anything else we noticed about the town? Because we would have to find a place to trade.
Well, that
Uh,
depends. What persona are you taking as you go into this town? Are you gonna come off the boat as the prince and his retina? Or are you guys gonna put on the cloaks? Right? How are you gonna play this?
so as a citizen of the eight cities, land of the eight cities, would I not be?
This city's known as Hickville,
Mm.
as a backward, not even considered almost one of the eight cities. This one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
this is
Yet you
village or
realize now
township.
that it is impressive in its way, because you expected to see a bunch of cross-eyed hillbillies, but
Yeah,
it's
in
just
shacks.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, an important question on how we progress is, do I still have my clothes, my disguise, or did they throw me out buck naked?
No, no. You got most of your gear. I'm not gonna hit you hard
Okay.
again.
All right.
That's like three in a row you had. So,
All right. I'll keep my clothes then. Yeah.
oh yeah, we'll just say you lost your wealth and some of your bling.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Most of your bling, but you had some of your treasured items basically that you managed to fight off, or who knows, right?
Nice.
Are you
Uh,
gambled? You bad gambler.
yeah.
Again.
Yeah,
No kidding.
some things get stashed, but
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be like you were robbed every time or rolled. It's just, oh, you just bad luck on the gambling table again.
lousy crooked snails.
Happens to Conan probably every magazine at the beginning.
Well, Batu being a hobo, he has all his worldly possessions in his hands at any one given moment. So,
Right on.
yeah.
There is equipment up for sale. This is a bit of a trading hub, this city. Actually, that's why it's here. It's the city on the edge of civilization, at the end of the river. So there's a surprising amount of stuff available, if you have the money too.
But now, our captain though,
Oh,
he,
Rotsack.
yeah, Rotsack knows about this place, right?
Not really. No, he's not. He's not from the eight cities at all. These aren't barbarian at all stock. That's the thing. That's why these are.
But it's like, isn't this just around the corner from where he lives?
No, actually, I underestimated the length distance you have to go.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, dear. Can you ping where this is at on the map?
Okay, let me.
Since we're sort of killing some time anyway,
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
or slow
So
rolling it.
right now you're here.
Oh, okay.
It's called
Okay, I'm sorry.
Ulperk.
I was thinking it
Ulperk.
was that bigger So that is a full-on city that's to the north there along the shoreline.
You know
Up where it
what?
says
That city is
Stramorga.
a ruin.
Oh, Samorg, is that Samorga? Is that the actual city name or is that the,
No, it's an old ruin. I'll have to check it out again. It's
Okay.
called, actually, it's on this map over here to the right, but this pixelated nightmare. No Ombilsk. And it's like an old, as far as I know, an old ruin because I can't find any references to it in the modules. It's like this map I kind of pinched. It might be from another age.
Valerian?
Right?
What was it from Game of Thrones? Was it Valerian?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's it.
Now you'll see that the frozen sea is way up there. Like you've only sailed
Yeah, yeah,
a third of the way. Like
right.
so now you're going and Rotzak warns you guys it's gonna be getting cold.
Oh, yeah. So we'll trade for some furs. I'm familiar with that.
Hmm.
I've been north of the land of the eight cities.
Yeah. So
Uh,
you can outfit yourself with gear now, and any specialty gear you want to buy, let me know, and I'll just kind of give you an arbitrary price. And if you wish you want to haggle, or you're down, you notice at the docks, a lot of merchants have stalls set up, and Rodsack doesn't know the city at all, so he kind of shrugs. And but you guys, I'm not gonna, waste too much time here. We're gonna be moving on soon. So you quickly find a place of merchants and give me a luck check if you want to find any specialty items, and basically we'll see if you find it in the stalls.
I Yeah, I think I'll probably, I'm looking for some furs that will suit me up north. Rotzak at least should be able to, help me
Oh,
out with that, right?
oh, he's sable, he says, and yeah, sable, as well as there's some good caribou hides, and he goes, and he looks around. So I'll make a luck check for him to see if he points out some. You may not want when he points to. Oh, geez, I'm way down. So the best he can find is some pelts. That appears to be, yeah, sheep wool lining, a vest that you can buy
Oh, okay.
for, yeah, it's cheap. Uh, Now up here they have different currency, and I don't have the list up of names right now. So you have different coinage and stuff. So you probably got ripped off. Do you want to barter or anything? But it'll cost you probably about 5 silver pieces to buy this vest.
Um, I,
It's warm. You put it
I,
on, it's like, ooh.
yeah. I mean, so I gotta get something for myself and Batsu. Um, un- um, I don't know, unless we think Jim has some money, but I'm tapped out. Uh, what can
Razuli
I?
is curled up in the cleavage of Pepper. She's freezing and chittering.
I'll be right back. So, what can I? Yeah, that's exactly what I was hoping for. I stare at it real hard, like I'm trying to take a photo with my brain. All right, so what can I trade a bottle of Kumis for?
Ooh. So you
Who
look
wants some
around.
fermented mare's milk up here?
What's on your mind? You looking for something?
Well, I
You
was
see
going to
some.
trade. Yeah, actually, this fur trader is probably the guy that would fetch me a good price. So yeah, I want to outfit um, Batsu and myself, with these sheepskins.
And there's also a guy. Uh, he's got a cage full of flying squirrels.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Ooh, hey, while we're here, since we're probably not, it's probably isn't going to be too important in our grand travels. Um, I want to pick some pockets while I'm here. I've never picked any pockets, and I have a lot of skill in it.
Oh, you're gonna. Yeah, you realize that this place doesn't have the black-toed sheriffs on every corner and the thieves guild and the beggars. Sure,
Uh,
why don't I'll give you you need to
Pick
you
pick
need to
pocket.
beat a 10 to kind of avoid notice.
Okay.
I'll go talk to the flying squirrel guy while
Yeah, he's
Batsu's
got
making
some
his
different
rounds.
animals there, but he can sell you a some fur boots.
Nice.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a 20.
Oh, indeed.
My pickpockets.
Okay, roll a 100-sided die to see what you pilfer.
Nice.
You're like, "Doo-doo-doo." You're looking around, you see a fat merchant, and he's from the east. Now, wait a minute. Who do you choose? There's a fat merchant from the east. He looks like he could be from the eastern cities. There seems to be a tall, hard-looking man with a black beard, and has the look of one of the northern barbarians. He's slinking by. Then you see a woman, a large, rotund, fat woman. She's probably a local, and she's got a bodyguard with her, and she looks like she has a lot of money.
Oh, a bodyguard. Yeah, I'm going after her then. She looks like the whale. Well,
The
I
white
didn't.
whale.
Oh, you
Yeah,
got a
the
20?
white whale. Yeah, yeah. I got a
Oh,
20, and then for my D100, I got a 100.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, this is either roll twice again or a special one. Okay, I'll have to give you a moment. Nice roll.
Yes, thank you.
So Frank, you got some nice boots,
Okay. Did
and
I?
you peel your eyes away from, of course, that wonderful scene for a moment, and Pepper's like, she's freezing. Is there
Oh,
something
yeah.
here?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna get some little doll clothes too. No reason.
There's like a big wool sock.
I don't want it to be wool. Um.
No, no.
So, like,
What the hell is that?
what about like a lady's cashmere glove? And then then we can just do a little tailoring on it
Yeah.
and make some kind of crazy bodysuit thing.
Okay, this is a bit. Okay, so you buy a beautiful. He had a beautiful mink gloves, but
Oh yeah.
they're 20 or 12 gold Glocks. They're called.
What was I able to sell that Kumis for
Oh,
or
that's pricey up
trade?
here.
That's what I'm
I,
thinking.
but well, you don't know the city well. None of you do. So let's make a luck roll here. This is going to be a luck DC. So you're trying to roll high.
This is me. I'm rolling
Yep.
it.
Yep.
I'm rolling a luck check. Is that
Good
correct?
luck.
Thank you. I failed. So
Plus 12.
either they don't know what I'm trying to say, or they've never experienced the joy of fermented mare's milk up here. Dung eating fools, Batsu.
Yeah.
Yes.
You guys have much money?
No, I have zero.
No. Yeah, we're broke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. So they're willing to give you, that's expensive stuff. So 2 gold locks.
But nothing.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, that's not what I think it's worth, right?
Well,
I,
no,
I
but what?
it
No,
was
maybe
gifted
not.
to me, but
No, give me a second. I think I heard Jim. He's coming. Going to be hooking up pretty quick. Give me a moment because I'm looking up that 100 you rolled. Really? That is interesting.
that's where I think the real power lies. That's where our future lies.
Yeah.
Rolling hundreds?
Yeah, it
We'll
doesn't
s-
lie in failed luck checks.
we'll save the drink for celebration. Whatever.
Indeed.
You've okay. I'll have to think about that for a minute, Bob.
Yeah, take your time.
Yeah. Slow down a minute.
Things are coming up, Millhouse.
Yeah, they kind of are.
That was a good roll. I thought I knew where the table was, but I can't find it. Okay, so I'm just gonna wing it here. You've basically taken her latest acquisition, and she has bought the a pearl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because there's
Of
pearl
great
divers
price.
in this apparently around here,
Hmm.
and this pearl is roll a
Sorry, guys, I am here and I am ready to cast sleep.
All right,
roll
excellent.
D100 to see how many gold rilks that pearl is worth.
Yeah, let's get another 100, huh? Let's see.
Straight up, it could be a real nice one, or it could be
75.
wow. It's a beauty.
Hell
It's
yeah.
big as big as your thumb, and it's kind of flawless. Hasn't warbles in it. It's just round, and you're like, look what I got. And she had no clue that 20 was well done.
Yeah, I just pickpocketed for the first time, Jim. It's
Oh,
awesome.
that's
I'll give
awesome.
you I'll give you an
good
XP,
job.
and I'll give you a fleeting luck point.
Nice.
Everyone gets one fleeting luck point for starting the adventure, by the way. And all your luck is up to its current max. And I think last time you all got +1 luck for the conclusion of that adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thanks, Jim, for coming.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry, I'm late.
Not at all. We're at the city of Ulpernk,
Oh, okay.
and this is the self-styled last city of the 8 before you get into the northern sea and where the barbarians of the north dwell. And Rotsak has brought you here, and he says this is our last chance to basically get, any equipment you need or anything. And we've been kind of buying some fur boots and cloaks and hats and stuff. And he just pickpocketed this local rich woman who had this big bodyguard, but he just pilfered this pearl from her. She'd been buying stuff, and this pearl's from the east. Pardon me. She had bought it in the market because that's why it's so expensive. It's from the east.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to sell it here, so I don't know if that'll help us right now. That seems kind of risky.
Oh, you know what? I spaced on this. We could sell the turban. That's worth 200 gold. So
My prince, are you sure
Oh.
you would want to do such a thing?
Sir, please, no. Sir, please.
after we make our fortune up north, I'll just buy another one.
But this
An
the
even better
sacred-
one, right?
Oh, and I
Yes.
did ask, what persona did your troop go into the city? Like, and this is kind of almost a rustic city made like out of wood. It's known as also as the Wooden City.
Yeah, well, I figured. I mean, we're out of Lankhmar. I don't know that the Thieves Guild's talons extend this far. I figured I'd go back to Graco Oracreg, man of the land of the 8 cities. I go back to speaking my native Kavarch.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did just touch on that because you mentioned that, I don't know, like it was sort of exotic or something, but
Yeah. No, okay, fair enough. Because there are benefits and drawbacks to doing certain personas, of course.
Mhm.
Yeah, then I'll go in as Batu. The Batu the bum.
You have to roll in some dung.
Yeah, right. Yeah, to get
I
in
mean,
character.
well, I guess so. Jim, you're here. Do you have any money?
I have 15 gold rilks, and I was also going to talk this over with you guys sort of before we go in. I have a few things that I was thinking we could sell for money. I figured it wouldn't be good to sell it in Lankhmar, but I have 2 Thieves Guild daggers made of silver.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we liquidate here.
Yeah, exactly. I also have a normal dagger. So Batsu, I don't know if you maybe use daggers, like if you throw them at all.
Nope.
Okay, so I'll sell these 3 daggers. I'll keep my short sword, and I'll probably get a bit more money. And I want to buy. I'm still wearing my onesie, by the way, but I'll wear a cloak to sort of hide that fact and pull the old Gandalf the White. Just
Nice.
rip it off at opportune moments.
Rotzak warned you guys it's going to get cold on the sea. And
Yeah, we need to buy some furs.
We have 20-day journey, he said.
Okay, I'll sell 2 silver daggers and a normal dagger, plus my 15 gold pieces. Should be enough to get fur. Does anybody not have any fur so far?
So you have Ralph, who's got the Ralph's Emporium, we'll call it, and that's where he had the flying squirrels. He has other things. He has chickens and goats for sale and the whole bit you can buy from Ralph. And you show him the daggers, and his eyes wide quickly and then narrow, and he looks at you guys real keenly. Make a luck check, Jim, or who presented the daggers to him?
It'll be me. And I, at this moment, of course, because he's looking at me, and if I'm standing very still, he can't really see me too much. So I'd be sure to give lots of movement, get the ash flowing, as they say.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, and show him your buttocks.
It is successful.
Oh,
Nice.
he quickly covers the daggers with a cloth.
Hmm.
Where did you get these?
Some friends of ours met unfortunate fates, and we were hoping to get rid of this after we left Lankhmar.
Are you? And he now everyone's watching. I don't know who's watching him, and Razuli is kind of playing around and some stuff up in the ceiling and causing trouble. You see she's moving things and they're rattling things, and he's looking around, kind of looking for a bird maybe. You're like, oh damn it! And then, but he makes a
We are
sign with his fingers,
some
and
sort of fence.
hmm. He
What?
goes, and his eyes are sly now, looking right and left.
They say, well, we mean you no harm, sir. We are our own masters. We're just looking to offload some of our wares. If there's somewhere else we should go, then we don't want to cause you any trouble.
He goes, no, no, no. We just keep it between you and me, eh? And he gives you a sly wink. He goes, I'll take these though to keep my mouth shut. What do you say?
He means keep the daggers
Yep.
in exchange for no money.
Oh, you asking him that?
No, I was just picking it. That's what I'm picking up. So I say, all right, as long as you give us a good deal on this beautiful dagger, and I show him a run of the mill dagger.
Oh, yeah, I will give you, 13 copper nunuks.
And we'll also be needing some furs.
Yeah, fur is expensive. Very expensive.
Well, seeing as we're now friends, I'm sure that you might be able to give us some sort of a deal.
Of course. I give you all cloaks and outfit each for 3 gold glucks each. That's a ton of fucking money, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But these furs are nice. Like the furs are very expensive.
Mm-hmm. All right. I owe you 9 gold. How about I give you 10 as a honorable
Eyes narrow
gesture?
again. Oh, yay, friends now. And he breaks out a bottle of kind of this Jagermeister looking
Good.
brown liquid.
Do you have any Red Bull around here? No.
And you
I,
guys conclude your business, and he trades, he swaps you guys out. You guys each have a cloak. That's a nice, expensive fur cloak. Decent. And they're actually, this cloak can sell in Lankhmar probably for 20 gold pieces. One of these. By the way, you think they're expensive here?
Before we go, I check with Creel, to make sure that guy's good. But then I want to see if he'll buy my pearl. Hey, Sam, I've heard you're a cool head. Well, I thought maybe I could offload this here. And I pull out a.
Make an intelligence check.
Okay.
And this one you're trying to beat a 15.
Not likely.
That's where you see the pearl diving certificate that's hanging behind him.
I 10.
Okay, and he's like, oh, yeah. Oh, do you show it to him?
Yeah.
Like,
I pull it out.
ooh, and he pulls out his little lens and kind of, yeah. A true white pearl. Very nice. I'll give you 20 gold glocks.
Mm, how about a trade instead? I'm looking for some uh armor, leather armor,
And I need
Oh.
one mink glove.
and a mink glove.
Your friend. You had no money for it, right? Okay, I'll tell you what. We trade it right now. And he goes to the back. Let me look around. He's looking around. There we are. This is just for you. And he comes back and he has this blue leather armor. It's
Whoa.
it's been dyed or treated.
Mm.
It looks kind of fancy. And he goes, "Yeah, this is from the Cornell, the city south of Lankhmar. Uh,
Well,
strange folk, sea folk." And you see it's got motifs of little scales on it and stuff.
oh
He goes,
hell yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it suits you. Look great. Yeah,
Yes.
you have it, and you take the silk or what are the mink
The mink.
gloves?
Yeah.
Yeah, the mink, nice. And he gets there, deal. And he looks at the
Deal.
pearl. Ooh, he puts that away. You come back, you friends. You keep the rest of the bottle.
Yes, it's nice to know that we have a friend here.
Ralph, I'll help you. And he sees you off, and he's happy. That pearl he'll probably get, right?
Mhm.
As we're walking back, I'll say to Batsu and Gryko that I, he definitely has some sort of connection with the thieves. Um, when I pulled it out, he made some sort of hand gesture that I'm sure I was supposed to send him one back, but it never quite worked out. So I don't know exactly. I gave him a tip, so hopefully he doesn't sell us out.
Well, hopefully we'll be long gone before he can do anything with that information.
Hmm.
And
Indeed.
indeed,
Que sera, sera.
yes, and you spend the first day or two just getting yourselves comfortable in the boat as it launches off into the North Sea. And you did notice a difference as soon as you went to the Sea King's domain, the Teeth, they're called as well, and entered into the Sea Maria, and then up to the Rhine Island and North Sea, Frozen Sea. And the days pass, and sometimes the wind howls, and at nights you creep into the shawls and pull the boat up onto shores, or sometimes you have to put a little anchor down in some quiet sound, hopefully. And there's scary moments. The sea is angry sometimes, and there's been a couple days where you had to just hide. And sure enough, as you go north, the wind bites harder, and you come around the fingers, and you see Rotsack is getting excited and breathing the fresh, crisp air. And this is like summer here, but the sea is cold, and the frozen sea up north is just a huge frozen mass that breaks icebergs off. Oh, by the way, you've seen your first icebergs drift by, and you saw something else uh, before you came up here. You saw whales, of course, and you saw whalers,
Oh, that's sick.
and you also saw other ships. And there were whaling ships that had black plumes of smoke as they're rendering down the blubber into oil and such, and they didn't have any time or business to stop. And we're moving along, and some of them are pretty ruthless, are known to on the side do other trades, and the other sites drift by. But an iceberg is what impresses you when you first see the first evidence of the north, right? This massive ice just sitting there. And Rotsack goes up close to one day just to show you how big it is as you get close to it. And he goes, well, just imagine 9/10 of this is under the sea.
I didn't know you could count that high, Rotsack.
Oh, wait a minute. His fingers again. And to move forward, though, brevity's sake, and Rotsack gets excited as the ship peels around the corner. And give me one moment. We'll take a short little breather here. I gotta get a drink of water. And I know Bob has to leave probably in a little while, so it's a
Mhm.
bit of a primer adventure, just to let you know. And I'll be right back.
Sweet.
All right. So yeah, so this was Rotzak and apparently I did not write down what our plan was for.
Hey,
Yeah.
I have a solid 13 armor class now. I'm sitting pretty
Holy.
You and me both.
nice.
Yeah, we were going to the village of Hurlot, I think, right?
Mm,
Oh, I know what I was gonna do. I was gonna pick up spear fishing. Maybe we'll
Oh,
talk
Yeah,
about
maybe
that later.
maybe catch us a whale.
hey, I'll join
Hey,
into with some whaling. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, Darren, I'm sorry,
Careful.
Darren.
Holy.
While you were gone, I was talking about what I would do on my days up here,
Oh, right.
and I mentioned spear fishing. I'd written down spear fishing, but yeah, Jim gave me a better idea. Maybe it's in fact harpooning, but I guess it could start out as spear fishing before
Sure.
we get to the whaling.
And Rotzak help you out, and uh,
Bats will join in. That sounds fun as much as he
yeah,
can.
yeah.
I'll be the guy looking up with glasses from a bucket of chum saying, we're going to need a bigger boat. But on my days on the way up here, I'm going to be studying my spell book and just working with that sort of thing. I'm going to try to improve.
Yeah. You feel a distance. Like normally you feel like sort of a attunement, and like Shilba's quite accessible, and or he, and still is, but you're far away
Yeah, I know. I'm pissed off at Rotsack.
in a different. Yeah. So kind of
As you
pulled that
should
one
be.
off. Uh, yeah, and the spear fishing, you catch these beautiful. You manage to get into these little. What do they call them? Uh, food balls, and then the salmon go after them, and you spear the salmon, and such like that. It's a lot of, and you guys traverse around the coastline, and then sure enough, you come around this corner, and Rotzak says, "We will be in the morning. We'll reach the river Nirasak and sail up it. It may be a little tricky, and then we'll have to moor the boat and walk. It'll be probably about one day journey and to the city of or to the village, my village of Hirat. And during the uh, journey, he told you about his village and his people, and these northern Viking types and everything. And he says that they're an honorable people and proud, and they're warriors. And this village is deep in one of the fjords, and they kind of reign over this territory, and they worship these bloodthirsty gods. And he was kind of a bit
Hmm,
proud of it. You could hear it in Rotzak's voice. He's like, yes, and like Crom, we worship Crom, the god of the north, of the wind, and of the
nice.
sky, and he demands asks for no mercy, and we
Do
ask
your
for
people
none.
do your people shun magic, Rotsack?
Ah, sorcery is always the way of demons.
Okay. Good to know. That I will change my plan.
Is there a riddle of steel up here, Rotzak, by any
Yeah,
chance?
exactly. And you get the picture. You're going into this realm of quite different than Lankhmar in many ways. You have to watch yourself, sort of, and but he puzzles over this message he received, which was a rare thing. His aunt, his great great aunt, apparently was a woman of knowledge and some power, because to have your letters and the ability to send a missive. He hadn't seen her since he was probably 6 years old or something, a little boy. He hasn't been at his home village since way back, and so he doesn't know what this curse is. She mentioned some demon haunting the village, killing the villagers, and they don't know what to do, and they have nowhere to go, and they need a hero to come in and rescue them and kill the beast. It was simple as that. It's right out of what do you call it? What's that Viking ballad?
Beowulf?
Beowulf. Yeah, damn it. It's like right out of Beowulf. Just And sure enough, you come around this fjord and like a beautiful one, and you saw some more whales, and you followed some porpoises, and it's been quite an experience coming up here. And Pepper and Batsu have been actually be bonding in their puking,
Nice, nice.
but they still manage. They become kind of friends a bit in that bond.
When you're holding her hair.
Yeah, yeah. And
If I didn't
so,
have puke breath, I'd kiss you.
and by the way, after these 30 or 40 days of travel, you've lost count. You've all kind of bonded, or you would have killed each other by now.
Nice.
I'm still not sure. I might kill Rotsack. I haven't decided.
Yeah, it's just asshole. So sure enough, he takes you up this river, and after a while, it gets to a point where the river has too many rapids, and the boat has to be put to the side and left.
Good.
And yeah, you pull it up, and you guys spend a few hours getting it ready. You tie the sails, and you cover things as best you can. You winterize it, I guess, and it's as best you may. And then you put the packs on your shoulders, and you look up into this draw in the mountains, this gorge, and there's a river going down the side that you're going to follow. And he goes, "Yeah, it's about a 4-hour hike as far as I remember, and then we'll get there to the walls before nightfall." And you all look at each other. Anything want to do before we go?
I guess I just want to know, Rotsack, what sort of animals could we potentially encounter on the way?
Whoa, a Kodiak, of course, and the mountain lions of the north. There's the fabled snow snakes, serpents, pardon me, and the wind demons of the sea, of course. He starts ticking off things,
Hmm.
and okay, you have to stop him a bit.
So just everything, man.
We
The
have not
pumas and the
had
crevices and
a war with the Mingle, and he kind of gives a sideways look at Batsu.
no offense, brother.
Batsu stands proudly.
That was over. Well, last generation fought that war, so their ships have not been seen up here since we burned them down. He gives you another look, and it's one of the places they couldn't conquer the Mingles when they did their big world conquering sweep.
We were kind of tired by the time we got up here.
Their
And you
world
kind of,
tour, so to speak.
when you got here and looked around and went, "Ugh, screw this," and you can see a tree line up in the mountains, but it's summer right now, and so there's no snow here, and it's actually quite beautiful. There's
Nice.
flowers in bloom. You can hear birds chirping. There doesn't seem to be a demon here or anything at the moment, but it's morning, mid morning, so you guys set off and hit into the mountains. For days you have traveled to the dark brooding forests and across the desolate windswept moors. All about you is the endless gray, either the cold mists hanging on the valley floors or the dark clouds piling atop the bare, craggy peaks. Your destination is Heorot, a lonely village set at the foot of the Troll-Tooth Mountains, with its promise of warm hearth, and good company. Until then, your only companions are the ravens that circle overhead and the howl of distant wolves in the night. Your reverie is broken by muffled screams and the sound of shuffling forms ahead in the mist. And you may go.
Well, I think definitely got my head on a swivel to make sure that the pumas and the crevices and the demon winds and flying narwhal and all those things are
Okay, so
well
you
observed.
brace yourselves. Now, do you guys draw weapons? Anyone want to cast spell or do anything? You guys are in a good mood. You're going to be this beautiful place, and all of a sudden you hear some muffled screams and the sight of muffled, shuffling forms ahead in the mist.
Hmm. It's a good sign.
Yeah, I'll at least draw my weapons. I don't know if I'm gonna approach.
Here's
Yeah,
what I'll do.
I mean, I think we were on pretty high alert. There's like
Yeah.
snow trolls and everything.
Well, you've been
other
traveling
thing.
for about 3 or 4 days.
So
and-
we're due as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I will cast a spell because I know I won't be able to cast spells pretty soon, for the Viking people will kill me.
Kill the sorcerer.
Exactly. I cast this spell on Greco, and I quickly pull out these mirrors, and I say, "This won't hurt a bit."
I better not get a scaly ass.
you hope.
You have a moment before these shapes emerge out of the haze in
I'm
the trees.
also going to pluck out some of my hair as I do it.
Mm. Now, you may want to pause a minute, Jim, in mid-cast, because you see grim peasants, their dirt-lined faces drawn with fear, emerge from the gloom. All bear crude weapons, wood axes, staves, pitchforks, and long knives. The mob drives a raven-haired woman before them. Gagged and bound with thick rope, she squirms and fights them with every step. Trailing the mob are solemn figures astride war horses, the telltale glint of armor flashing beneath their wolfskin cloaks.
Is this normal, Rotsack?
And he looks back quickly at you with alarm, and his head goes, "It's something to do with the danger." And he goes, "Just please do not do anything drastic." But he goes, "I will let you talk." Yeah, because and pardon me, metagaming wise, I'll let you guys kind of set the tone, because there's something that Rotsack doesn't want to be known. Really, he left his village for a reason.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, we're seeing some form of frontier justice.
And I forgot to mention that because Rotsack, yeah, exactly. But before we proceed, Rotsack doesn't want to kind of know that, hey, I'm back, I'm Rotsack.
Yeah, okay, so we should have gone over this before.
Yeah, so pardon me, let's rewind. I forgot.
Yeah, so-
He does have to tell you. He goes, by the way, I may not show my face. There is a honor ward, a Gleiss ward on my clan. We are forbidden to become back. I will be in disguise.
Okay, well, what should we call you?
That is a good question.
How about, and I
Dick
gonna
Nose comes to mind.
Also, do not mention my aunt. The translation doesn't sound so harsh.
I concur.
Biggest dickus.
yeah.
So he says, yes, and perhaps my aunt, also my whole family. It is said that they let her stay in the village as some, I don't know, it's been so long. And he shakes his head, and this is back on the boat as he's kind of telling you something he's reluctant to tell outsiders, of course, because it's a deal of family pride and honor. And you guys were quite surprised. You're like, well, he never really asked why he left his village, and well, whatever. But apparently there was something went down.
What about Kirkadell? It's a name I've always admired.
Kirkadell.
It's from the book.
I don't know. That's terrible. No.
Why don't you come up with anything better than Dick Nose? Not that I'm against Dick Nose. It's good.
But before you guys can bicker over names, this whole entourage comes out of the gloom in the trees, and they notice you now, of course, your party, and they rein up a bit. And there's a bunch, they're all dressed in kind of ragged clothes, and these are kind of more true Northerners. You realize like these have different look. These mostly blondes and sandy-haired folk with braids in their beards and hard looks in their eyes. Tall, broad-shouldered men and women. Are a few women, mostly men. The ones on horseback have armor, chainmail and such, and good weapons and helmets. They look like the Viking ones, with the big nose piece coming down and stuff. And there's one particularly large guy, and Rotsack whispers before he pulls back away behind you guys. He says, "That must be the Jarl." And he moves forward, eyeing you. And beside him on a pony is a character in he looks more like the shaman type. And he's also escorted by about 7 of Thanemen, they're called, and they're like these Viking warriors. And they
Yeah,
got like
Thanes, yeah.
axes and heavy broad swords and these big linked chainmail, right? And like I said, all those big conical helmets with the big piece down the middle. Some of them have the eye goggle pieces on the front of their helmet, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And their helmets are kind of, most of them are pushed back on their heads and such. And the Jarl, he's a big man, and he's got a big axe on his side, and he's coming forward. And the villagers, they seem to be villagers, and they're wearing heavy leathers and straps and so on. And they got this raven-haired, beautiful young woman tied up, and she's kind of been struggling a bit. But everyone stops and startles and kind of looks at you a bit for a second. And there's whispers, and the villagers, and the Jarl kind of stands up, and he stands up in his stirrups, and he speaks in awkward kind of low Lankhmar, and who are you?
We are demon slayers, I say back in, is it Kavarkish that they speak?
Yeah, yeah, that's
Oh.
what I think we should speak.
Yeah, I say, because I speak Kavarkish and I know Gryko does at least. We are demon
Yeah.
slayers from the south.
There's dead silence goes. Everybody in, and for the seconds go by, and dead silence. You are demon slayers. And he says in
We've
his
heard-
own tongue,
We have heard tales echoing down from the northern winds, and we have been drawn to this place.
his eyes go really narrow for a second. He eyeballs you, and he leans over, because you see the guy in the robe is tugging on his shoulder, tug,
Mhm.
and he leans down from his horse and listens to the other guy for a second, and he nods. We don't need no demon slayers here. You best turn back. This place is doomed. We must do what we must do. Out of our way now.
You can say that again. I say and mingle under my breath.
Aye, so we don't have doom visited on us. What is this doom? What manner of doom afflict thee?
His eyes narrow again. He goes, "You're outsiders. You will let us conduct our business, or you will be shown the way.
I have no
You'll be
desire to
shown our gratitude, though, if you wish to have food and shelter, but then you must become one of the lottery. Of course."
I have no desire to stay and to stand within your frontier justice. But if there is a doom, then I would like to meet it and defeat it. I have had success doing that very thing. I've
Others
been
have
made a
tried.
prince in Ithmarsh.
Others have tried. So, and then again, you see the figure tugs on his shoulder. And he leans down a minute and listens.
I've got a good feeling about this.
And he looks up. Oh, do you wish to take our place?
Are you
Let me tell you what you're
sacrificing?
getting into first, he says with a sly look on his face. Yes, you speak of a demon. And he looks around, and the people are looking away, and they're looking down and muttering and such, and there's a fear ripples, palpable fear goes through the place. And himself, you see him turning a bit white. Yes, there is a demon, as you call it. A creature that comes, raids our villages, tears open the chests of our people, tears their hearts out. So, my wise shaman here, Sayara, and myself, and the council have decided that to appease the beast, one, we must hold a lottery and hold forth one of our number. That way, every 3 days, we bring forth an innocent from our village, and we appease the old gods. Then the village is left alone. If not, each night the creature comes and takes numerous numbers of us. We are dying. We are dying. And there's a kind of a bit of a wail goes through the crowd, a ripple, and there's this. You see people making signs to the devil and such, right? and there's the dark, cowled, gaunt person to his left has been nodding sagely, and he goes, "So, if you do not wish to take the place, then you must step out of the way, and we will finish our duty to the old gods."
Lead us to it.
And his eyes go wide. "I warn you, she is a girl. She is one of the village. It was her fate. You are welcome to come to our village." "Is this your..." And he looks a bit taken back. "You will be destroyed."
That's what they all say.
And there's a shock, an audible shock, an awe goes through the crowd as they're just like, and they're starting to look at you now and eyes wide, and you're a bit outlandish. You definitely are foreigners. Rotsack is doing his best to just kind of pretend he's holding, carrying some gear and standing in the back. So he goes, "So," and you see a glint of the guy's eyes narrow again. He goes, and as he looks around, now everybody can make a DC check, intelligence check here, and I'll tell you, it's a
Nat
15.
20.
Nice.
So just Jim, you see it with your keen eyes. You see a look of jealousy come over this Jarl.
Mm,
And it's almost like he didn't think you were gonna call his bluff. Like that
yeah.
nat 20, you read him. Like and you realize that he's terrified and he's showing a lot of bluff. And whatever that happens to be, you can realize, he's carrying everything, but you realize this guy is crafty, and his eyes narrow, and he goes, oh, and he looks around, and the villagers are looking at him hopefully and such. Perhaps they are heroes. Perhaps they're heroes coming to save us, Jarl. Yeah, yeah. And the Jarl, you guys those who can understand the language realize that he's under a lot of pressure. And Jim with that 20.
And I will quickly kind of try to calm everybody down. And I'll say, just without boasting, I say that, of course, we would like to spare as many lives as we can. Anything that we do will be in service to your village. For if after we are done, we can have some food, then we will consider.
Okay, and you see Sile Ray is been looking at you guys keenly, and he tugs again, and they say something real quick, and then you see the Jarl shake his head kind of violently, and then he looks back up and he goes, "So fine, then come here. We will take you to the place." And the villagers are all kind of like, "Oh," and there's a big hubbub. There's probably about 40 people or so, mostly men, but a few women. And a couple children you see are hidden in the back, right? That snuck out from the village and they're kind of trailing. And you see them peeping and looking. And okay, hey Bob, awesome.
All right.
Yeah,
Peace out,
and
guys.
and we'll
time.
kind of wrap it up because this is introduction. Thanks for playing. We'll see you
All
soon.
right. Yeah. See ya.
And he takes you down a trail, and you see the trail goes up into a ridge. And this ridge, there's a river flowing around the one side, so there's a cut gorge, and then the ridge slips off to the right, slopes, and at the top of the ridge, on this sort of flattened space in the rocks, there's a pole, and on the pole there's just a ring, an iron ring, and that's where they apparently tie every 3 days they tie the sacrifice, the loser of the lottery. So he you guys, your group comes up there and he points. So yeah, there. This is your last chance. Walk away now. Leave us. I have this under control. And his chest kind of thrusts out. And you might have heard a growl from Rotsack.
Hmm.
I look forward to challenging this doom. I have defeated so many.
Indeed. Or our names aren't yada yada yada
girl-
and biggest.
Biggest.
I'm gonna- it's Rodsack's
The
new name.
girl, they say, the chieftain kind of glances at the girl and goes, "So you have been spared. That does not mean you will not be taken out of the lottery next time in 3 days hence. If these fools survive, I will be amazed. But I think they will cover our sacrifice for now." And he gives kind of a sly grin, kind of to people. And there's a bit of a snicker around the audience with those sycophants. But most of the audience is looking at you guys. And you see a lot of eyes looking with genuine hope and admiration. And just like, yeah. And
Good
you see this
people.
poll. So what
You
do you
should
guys want to
expect
do?
me, Cloyd Madhaven, to be at your village upon the morrow.
And you see already that the Jarl he's rolling away with his 7 men, and the men are looking back reluctantly too, like they kind of want to watch and see what happens, but they also are shaking their heads and like, oh, the fools, the beast will be here at midnight or whatever, and they head off. And there's a few villagers that are reluctantly stay a bit, and then they head off because it's like, oh, even the bravest. And you see a couple kids lurking off in the trees in the distance. And you guys are gonna stay here?
Oh, yeah.
Now let's take off. Let them get slaughtered.
All right,
Um,
so we'll end the session
Yeah.
here, and and when Bob comes back next week and whatnot, it'll be a great start.
mhm.
And we'll just kind of say, now you're looking at this post sitting there, this forlorn post, and the wind's howling through the gorge, and it's probably about an hour or so till it's dark.
Yeah, I guess what I would do with what time we have left is inspect the area around the pole and the pole itself to see what kind of marks are on it.
Mm. Yeah, and it's some sort of northern wood, Norwegian wood.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's marked though. There you can see there's deep gouges in it
Is that an
and
oak,
blood
probably?
stains.
I would bet it'd be oak, right?
Well, I'm not sure. It's some northern type,
Oaks.
but it's gouged and you study it. Give an
Less.
intelligence DC. Anyone wants to study the area and check out for tracks and stuff too. And Rotsack, though he's being really doomy and gloomy, Rotsack, and he's like doesn't want to be. He wants to be kind of left alone, and he goes off and smokes a pipe in a bit, and yeah, he'll probably tell you a story perhaps a bit, but he's sharpening his sword. He's waiting for the demon.
Or is it a I mean, I'd probably know. Oh, I got a 20 on my intelligence check.
So this
Yeah,
creature
or is it a
large.
pine?
Yeah, this creature has
Oh wait, a creature.
claws. It has claw attack. Yeah, it's a creature of some sort. It's got
Oh,
claws.
from scars on the pole.
Yeah, yeah.
Large creature.
yeah.
Like a bar.
And yeah, like some demonic wolf.
Demonic bar.
Yep.
Okay.
And Rotsock tells you about his there was a power struggle years ago, and his grandfather was apparently murdered in a duel. Well, lost a duel, and their clan was kind of wiped out and banished. And his great great aunt was allowed to stay. He thought she was dead, but apparently she's still alive, and sent a letter from this village. He doesn't know where she is or if she's still alive. but apparently she was one of the last members of his family, and that's why he's at the moment reluctant to show his face around here, because he's technically banished, and anybody can kill him from that village. And they're
Yeah,
supposed to
besides
kill
the
him.
fact that we weren't supposed to do this job anyway, knowing this information, we doubly wouldn't have done it.
I know. FYI.
Yeah, just so
Well,
you know.
well,
But
what we'll
Rotzak's
do,
also, yeah, sorry, go ahead, Jim.
I was gonna say, because if Rotzak's off on his own, doesn't want to talk, that's fine. But I'll mention to Gryko and Batsu that hopefully, if like whenever we kill this thing, we might be able to win back Rotzak's honor.
Or just usurp it for ourselves.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's just the sort of fate a dirtbag like you deserves, Rutzak. Okay, well, yes, fair enough. But what I want was some crappy shack town in the north. This is hardly the jewel of the land of the 8 cities.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds fine. I'm anxiously awaiting the beast that made these marks.
Hmm.
Just wait till it
It's
meets Shivers.
apparently every 3 days they bring some victim that's a loser of some lottery or winner, and
Yeah, your
so
choice.
you like Dragon Slayer.
That's exactly what I was thinking when you were describing the poll. I was like, yeah, Dragon Slayer.
Yeah. Oh, there's a simple ring. They just tie you to it and bye bye, and they all fuck off back to the village. And,
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what happened. And this Jarl now, Jim, I know you guys have an hour, so you guys were looking around going, you have an hour to prepare.
Hmm.
And Rotzak tells you some information, and he says, yeah, that guy, the Jarl, he's of course the son, the grandson of the clan that popped us off.
Hmm.
But it was all done by the book, so
So is it always a woman that or a maiden that's shackled here?
oh, you're not sure yet.
Well, what does Stoop say? Dick knows. What does Dick knows say?
Rotzak?
Yeah,
Oh,
does he
he
know?
has no idea.
So
The
this all new
lottery
to
is
him.
yeah, it's all a mystery. He hasn't been here for 20 years.
Do we want to use Pepper as bait on this?
Tie her up. What?
Well, we wouldn't
She's-
have to tie her. She'd just hang out
yeah,
by the
I see
pole.
what you mean.
But I mean, let's say the creature comes in because there's a little bit of a clearing around here. I think you said, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the tree lines a little ways back. The
And
creature.
actually, are there bones and everything all over the place, or is there no
Oh,
bones, no carnage?
no, there'd probably be bones.
Okay, so it is kind of like Dragon Slayer.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so I mean, I'd hate to have the creature like from somewhere in the forest notice that there's no sacrifice, and then
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know,
that's clever.
yeah. So, but and Pepper I think would fit the bill. So a young, you know,
Maiden.
yeah, okay. Well, as near as we could get.
Yeah.
Came from Lankhmar, for crying out loud.
True.
Throw me a bone, people. Um, and then yeah, then as soon as that thing moves, we can attack.
Sounds good. So uh we'll end it there, and
Yeah, it sounds good.
next Thursday